With a firm grasp already on a playoff spot that's locked up, Detroit City FC welcomes in Lansing United. One of the best rivalries in the MPSL is renewed here in Hamtramck tonight, and we got it for you coming up next. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside historic Keyworth Stadium, where tonight we renew one of the better rivalries in all the league as Lansing United visits Hamtramck to take on Detroit City FC. Good evening, everyone. Alongside my broadcast partner, John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us wherever you may be watching around the world. And John, as I said just a few seconds ago, Detroit City FC, Lansing United, one of the better rivalries going in this league.
They're the original Michigan rivalry in terms of the NPSL. A lot of the other clubs that you've seen pick up around the state of Michigan that has morphed into the current Great Lakes Division as we know it came from the success of Lansing United and first DCFC. So it's nice when the OG rivalry gets going here at Keyworth.
All about the OG, no question about it. Let's take a look at the standings brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And you notice a little bit of alphabet soup there at the top. Detroit City FC has locked in that playoff position, still with a outside chance of a division title, but at the very least, Detroit City FC knows their fate. They are playoff bound.
And because of that, they can approach tonight's match just a little bit differently. There's going to be some lineup changes. We'll get into those. You'll see a little bit of a different tweak by Ben Pierman in what he wants to do with the team. When you've clinched it and you get ready for the playoffs, now it's all about building for your second season.
And now as we take a look at the matches that'll be going on all weekend long here in the MPSL Great Lakes side. And John, as we talked about it, yes, there's not a high probability of it, but you still have a chance. So as long as you have a chance, you're always going to keep an eye on what AFC Ann Arbor is doing. They're in Grand Rapids tonight. They finish off the season with the match again on Monday. So as long as they're playing, you're always going to keep an eye on what they're doing.
Look, they've earned their spot by virtue of the win Tuesday night here at Keyworth. They need 1 point from 2 matches. If you're a DCFC fan, you are hoping that Grand Rapids and the Michigan Stars can find something extra in the petrol tank. But really, in a situation like this, neither of those 2 opponents have much to play for. They're playing out the string. AFC Ann Arbor gets the chance to try to wrap it up. But for now, fans of LaRouge can hope that some kind of magic happens, but it all needs to start with a win tonight to put the pressure on.
Let's take a look at our Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers pre-match report. These 2 teams hooked up not long ago. Detroit City FC overcame a 1-0 deficit to get a come-from-behind 2-1 win in Lansing last Sunday. So, John, you look at that, they've had some success. The first time in this rivalry that anybody's won on the other's home field.
Absolutely. Excised a bit of a demon there. And you know what? That's what this win streak that City had during this season and this season in general have been about for a lot of this club. They've been able to put together wins. They've played with consistency. They've had situations where they've been able to overcome adversity. And that kind of capped itself off at the East Lansing Soccer Complex last week. Nice to see City finally get that win in Lansing. Let's hope that Lansing United doesn't get their first win in Detroit tonight.
Let's peep the starting 11 brought to you by Henry Ford Health Systems. And John, a little bit of an unconventional starting 11, but hey, you've heard me say this before at the end of games, the team that's winning when they're wasting time, they've earned that. They've earned that right to do that. Detroit City FC locking up that playoff spot has earned the right to toy with the starting 11 a little bit here tonight.
Sure, you see some changes along the back line. You're going to see a little bit of a different look in midfield. You don't see a Bakey Goodman. You don't see a Zach Bach. And up front, you've got Jordan Tyler along the front line. It's going to be interesting to see what Ben Pierman does with his substitution patterns. But really, all tonight is about for DCFC is getting back to winning ways. You don't want to carry a losing streak into your friendly against Venice on Tuesday and then into the NPSL playoffs. So tonight, whatever side Ben Pierman puts out, it's about playing DCFC football, getting back to winning ways, giving some guys some runouts, and getting 3 points.
We'll come back with the opening kick in just a few minutes. Detroit City FC and Lansing United as we're ready to mix it up here from historic Keyworth Stadium. We'll be right back. Live stream coverage of the Detroit City Football Club is brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Ticket, please.
Of course, I got it right here.
There's nothing there.
It's loading. It takes a little bit.
Just give me like a minute, guys.
Here's my ticket. It's starting. Mine works.
Bob realized his network coverage was a no-show. That's why he switched to Metro PCS, because he figured out he gets a network that's more reliable than ever, covering 99% of people in the U.S. Switch now and get 2 lines for only $50 period, plus 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones. Metro PCS, wireless.
I love helping people get what they need. So when you order with ClickList from Kroger, I make sure you get everything you ask for, just the way you like it.
Whole organic milk? Done.
2 ripe bananas and 1 green.
And today's fresh bread? Got it.
With ClickList, I'm your personal shopper, so you can trust me to pick out exactly what you want, bagged and ready for when you arrive.
Try ClickList at a Kroger near you. Order online, pick up curbside at store with same-day pickup now available. Visit Kroger.com/ClickList.
DTE Energy is committed to giving back. So DTE employees volunteer thousands of hours, working in over 450 communities, with more than 280 charities across Michigan. Why? Because we don't just deliver energy. We want to empower people in the communities where we live and serve. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Welcome back inside Keyworth Stadium, just moments away from the opening kick between Lansing United and Detroit City FC. Neil Rule, John Krieger, back with you. Lindsey Pearson, our sideline reporter, as always. Perfect night for any outdoor activity, really, and a great night for a soccer match here as we close the curtain on the 2017 NPSL season. And John, there's a buzz in the air as you go around Keyworth Stadium here tonight. Everybody knows, while there may not necessarily be a huge amount at stake in this particular match, everybody, I was walking down in the concourse a few minutes ago, everybody knows exactly what's on the horizon for this squad.
You're right, and I was talking to some fans before the match today, and they started quizzing me things that I couldn't give them an answer for, which is basically, who do you think we're going to play in the playoffs? Who's the seeds? How's it going to work? Are we going to get a chance to host? It's been a while since City's been able to really look forward to those kind of things with matches left in the league season. And that, you talked about in the open in terms of earning their spot. They've earned it, and the buzz is palpable here at Keyworth tonight. You add to that again a game against a rival in Lansing United, and it's a really good evening for football here.
Absolutely. Now it's time for us to send it to the PA announcer here, Ted Shoemaker, in the Walkout with LaRouge, presented by Metro PCS. This week, the players are joined by Rain SC.
Tonight's National Premier Soccer League match. Please welcome Lansing United and your Detroit City Football Club. Alongside Detroit City FC for tonight's Walkout with LaRouge, presented by Metro PCS, our Rain SC. Thanks to Metro PCS, the official wireless provider of DCFC. And now for tonight's starting lineups, presented by Henry Ford Health System. For Lansing in goal, number 0, Joe White. Number 3, Sammy Conti. Number 9, James DeCosimo. Number 10, Tumi Mashambane. Number 11, Farai Mutatu. Number 12, Alec Green. Number 14, Andres Rieles. Number 15, Morris Kamara. Number 16, Michael Kakavo. Number 20, Stevenson Storm. Number 22, Dominic Hart. Head coach of Lansing is Nate Miller. Your officials for tonight's match are Jacob Little, Ishan Varzada Katarani, Matthew Keith, and Conlon Campbell. And now, for your hometown Detroit City FC starting 11. Number 96, Omar Sinclair. Number 9, Sean Lawson. Number 45, Jordan Tyler. Number 44, Kervin Kenton. Number 32, Elijah Rice. Number 22, Mauricio Castorino. Number 16, Adam Spinks. number 12, Luke Houseworth. Number 2, Owen Hoskins. In goal, wearing number 0, Fernando Pina. And your captain tonight, number 18, David Edwardson. Head coach of Detroit City FC is Ben Pierman. Technical advisor is Klaus DeBoer. Assistant coaches are Jordan Andrews, Josh Rogers, and Brett Mullen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem, led by the Detroit City FC supporters section.
National anthem, as always, brought to you by the Northern Guard as we continue to get you ready for the season finale here of the regular season of the MPSL with Lansing United and Detroit City FC. Neil Roll, John Krieger back here at historic Keyworth Stadium with you. Let's take a look at the opening kick weather in the Wheelhouse Weather Report. And as you see, 79 degrees and partly cloudy. It's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful day to ride up to Keyworth. And if you do, and for all those that did, DCFC has you covered with a free bike valet provided by Wheelhouse Detroit with locations in Hamtramck and downtown Detroit. And John, as always, those folks are ready to roll.
They are indeed. Look at that. I believe that's Kilton Kent sitting there up there getting the drums ready to go. We've got capos ready for some Northern Guard action. Pound for pound, the best supporters in sports, and I say the best soccer supporters group in the United States of America right here in Detroit. And it says something, by the way, that in what is as close as you can get to an NPSL dead rubber, we still see a great crowd out here on this beautiful Chamber of Commerce Friday night at Keyworth, led by the Northern Guard.
A lot better than the weather we've had the last couple match nights. There's no doubt about that. Detroit City FC and the usual Le Rouge ensembles. Lansing United have the baby blue kits with the white stripes and the red numbers.
My favorite kind of uniform, Neil. I love the hoops. I was thrilled when City brought the hoops back on the maroon kit this year, and Lansing United in the baby blue and white. Battle of the hoops tonight. Also going to be a battle of two different formations and two different ways of doing business, because when Lansing United defend, they will be defending with a 4-5-1. City's going to stay in their 4-3-3. It's going to be a very crowded midfield for City to try to navigate.
Just about time for the opening kick, and the match is underway. And the kickoff, as always, brought to you by a Chemical Bank. As we get things rolling, the first 15 minutes of play brought to you by Henry Ford Health System, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. Up through the midfield right away, and turning with it is Stevenson Storm. Storm plays it up for Lansing United, but right into the willing feet of Kirvin Kenton. Kenton's had a tremendous season here this year for Detroit City FC.
Look at how many bodies are in the midfield for Lansing United as they try to come forward. Kirvin Kenton, check it, Sean-Claude Lawson blows a tire there, and Lansing with the ability to send their wing players forward to try to set something up. Nice job by the City back line to step in and turn it the other way.
A bit of a misplay is creating some commotion. Mauricio Castorino made a run, and instead that was played out by the starting goalkeeper, number 0, Joe White. Joe White, who won an NAIA national title with Hastings, was a second-team NAIA All-American, and given the talent level at NAIA, it's not your traditional college setting, in that if you're a former pro from overseas, you can enroll at a college that's an NAIA school, and the same NCAA rules don't apply to you in the NAIA. So that's saying something. If you're an All-American at the NAIA level, you got some game.
Yeah, you do, and you're able to come over and kind of try to reset your career, and you see that there. And the ultimate sweeper keeper came out of his area, clear that in. He had 5 saves on Sunday. That was his season high.
Spinks with the cross in front of the cage, and now the ball is settled down and making a move, and the right-footed shot trickles just wide. Dangerous opportunity for Detroit City FC.
Jordan Tyler comes in and turns, and Tyler making a return to the forward line. 4-seated tonight. He's been out dealing with some issues and really been forced from the starting 11 by the great dovetail play of the front three that has been Tyrone Mundy, Roddy Green, and Sean-Claude Lawson. But with no Mundy in the lineup tonight, Tyler gets a go. He got the ball in his boot. It was a nice job by the Lansing United center back to stay with him and close him down and get the body in front to block the attempt.
Here's Sean Lawson settling it with the header and moving into the corner. His cross is knocked down. We will have a toss in for Detroit City FC. Jordan Tyler, in college, played his college soccer at one of the best in the country at Penn State University. Was a Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week during his time. 2 game-winning goals as a junior. One of those against your Michigan State Spartans, John, 2013.
Well, thank you for reminding me of that one. I'm sure Ben Pierman wouldn't have liked that either, being on Damon Rensing's bench. Sean-Claude Lawson getting called for a forward's foul right there. You never like a forward that's tracking back to come in from the side or behind to try to make a play. Ball goes out. No, they'll give it to City instead, rather. And now look
Tyler with it.
Look at Tyler with his body there in the corner. Sticks his backside out to create some space and give himself the ability to turn, and comes in and sets something up for City. Looks like now we're going to have a corner.
Sean Lawson steps over. Tyrone Mundy is available tonight, not in the starting 11. We talked about it in the open. Detroit City has earned the right to be able to move their starting 11 around, and no, it's a throw-in instead. Everton, I believe, tosses it in from the corner. There's Everton in the box with it. Not able to get everything he wanted on the shot.
This is the City team we've seen and we saw during their 9-match win streak. They're buzzing around, despite the fact that Lansing right now defending with a 4-man back line, a genuine holder in front, and a second holder coming back from that 4-5-1 midfield to really clog things. And City are reversing the field. They're using the wings. They're creating space. The touch passes are there. They just haven't been in sync from start to finish to be able to put one in the back of the net.
So Joe White in that purple goalkeeping kit put the right boot to it, sends it deep down the field.
And that is a first-class punt. That's how you know the good keepers in the NPSL. Sometimes you're going to take a look at saves. A lot of goalkeepers can make a good save. How can you position and how are your feet? And you take a look at Fernando Pena on the other end for Detroit City. He was, with all due respect to Colin Miller, an improvement in that type of game. On the other side for Lansing as well, the ability to clear your lines and reset and be positionally sound. 2 good men between the sticks on either side tonight.
Not a good touch there by Dominic Hart. He sends it further back and gives City the throw-in, so they'll have an opportunity now to get shop set up. And they're in a dangerous position with this throw-in. Lots of avenues open to them as Adam Spinks comes over. Spinks, a Liverpool fan, man after my own heart there, Mr. Spinks.
I'm sorry. Is this where I bust out my first come on Spurs of the season?
I don't know. I'm just worried about where the Champions League draw is gonna look like.
And you know what? And we're both in it this year, so that'll be fun.
That ball just over the sideline and out of play. Adam Spinks unable to receive that pass. Has a goal this year. Former international pro experience for Adam Spinks as well.
You know what? Spinks had some time early in the season and actually played against Michigan Stars in Berkeley, scored against Michigan Stars in Berkeley, and then as City coalesced after the Glentoran friendly and began their streak, he was again relegated to the bench. He was dealing with some fitness issues, but credit to him, he stuck with it. And being in the 11 tonight, Ben Pierman letting him know, I've seen what you're doing, and I appreciate it. You're going to get a chance to have a run out. And look at Kervin Kenton over there, disrupting that long ball for Lansing United. That was a really well-placed long ball. And that was a pacey winger on the other side. The number escaped me for the son here at keyboard. But there was a good run with pace, and the ball was well played. And Kervin Kenton came over and got his body in front and did what the defender is supposed to do. You concede the fact that the man has a ball, but you don't let him do anything with it. That's what Kenton did.
Cosimo launches that shot off the volley way up over top of the French. Now Detroit City FC on the attack, looking to build some possession. Luke Hollisworth, this is college soccer for the University of Washington, sends it back. Now Detroit City FC will go all the way back to the keeper, Fernando Pena. Pena, we talked about a good boot from Joe White. That's one of the best in the league right there from Fernando Pena.
Yeah, but credit where credit is also due for Lansing's DeCosimo, who was up front. He ran right at Pena to ask the question. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with strikers in this league. They don't run and pressure. They give keepers too much time on the ball in a situation like that. Make the guy make a mistake. Make him rush his punt. Make him get it up there before you're set to receive it. Ask the question. DeCosimo did a good job of coming in and forcing Pena's hand, making him clear the ball.
We're into the 8th minute. Been a good 8 minutes so far. That's kind of what you want out of an opening of the match. Been a little bit of a feeling out process, but both teams have had a couple of moments here, John, so far.
You know what? City have had the better of the moments, I think, partially because when Lansing have had their moments, City have been there to easily clear. Pena has never really been tested. He has not seen a shot in anger. He hasn't really seen a ball in his area because the City back line, which was porous in the second half on Tuesday night against AFC Ann Arbor, has gone back to its resolute stance and are very good at forcing the forward movement from Lansing United to the wings and not allowing crosses. And look at this long ball in, but it's too far as it rides the wind here at Keywood.
Joe White makes another grab. Fans, we also encourage you, send some tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. We'll get to those as the evening progresses. And as we said all season long, if you're on an airplane, tweet a picture. You go right to the front of the line. Because for some reason, that still blows my mind that people can watch the match on an airplane.
We just love that you're here.
Sean Lawson at the midfield, sending it down. Here comes a bit of an attack from Castorino.
Don't step over the ball. Nice ball for Lawson. That's a really good touch. Now what does Sean do with it?
Sean Lawson on the move, crosses over. Sean Lawson, right-footed shot. Save is made. And the rebound is deflected out. A corner kick coming for Detroit City FC. But Sean Lawson, as he's done all season long, he's got 6 goals. As we take another look at it, that's just a striker's move, John.
Yeah, just turned on the afterburners, and Dominic Hart said, wait, what? I thought I had you. I thought I was positioned well. And then the afterburners came on from number 9. And all of a sudden he's in.
A multiple-time All-Horizon League player at Oakland University under head coach Aaron Pogue, and the corner is sent in and headed just over top of the crossbar. So Detroit City FC with a couple of high-quality, very dangerous scoring opportunities. And Owen Hoskins that time did the deed.
Tell you what, City continues to buzz here in the 10th minute.
Now Lansing United on their heels a bit as they're taking an extra moment or two to kind of gather things, find out where they stand.
By the way, while we have a moment waiting for this punt to come in, I want to say hi to Gene, one of the founders of the Northern Guard, serving fireman, who has just returned back to public service after some time off, recovering from a heart attack that almost took him from us. We're happy that didn't happen. But he's in the fire station tonight. So Gene, we're going to be your eyes and our effects mics will let you hear the drums. Thanks for your service.
The ball, an attempt to be settled down. Morris Kamara. Kamara had 11 goals for Spring Arbor College last season. Ball played high up into the air. Lansing United looking to settle things down. DCFC's been buzzing the last couple of minutes. Now it's time for a Better Made fun fact. Tuesday's home match was Detroit City FC's second largest attendance in club history, when 6,972 supporters were on hand here in Hamtramck on a Tuesday on a match that was put together in 3 days. So just let that sink in. The club was certainly going up on a Tuesday, as Lindsey Pearson likes to say.
It was indeed. It was up and it was in effect. And the fun part about that is you take a look at some of the attendance numbers from professional teams playing matches during the week, and City, for a rearranged fixture, outdrew them. So you can call the NPSL semi-pro all you want. Technically it is. But if there's anything to be said for what we saw on Tuesday night, and the love that these fans have for this club, it was evidenced by close to 7,000. By the way, credit to the Northern Guard, and a lot of people were here as well, because we had rain before that game, and they helped clear the pitch and make it almost dry to get ready to play.
As we talked about, you can send your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. Our good buddy David Saban checking in from Philly says he's rolled out the all-hair squad tonight. Lansing doesn't stand a chance. Hashtag WatchCity. At Doc Marclassi says, well, we may not be on an airplane, but NGS Hogs and I are drinking margaritas and watching Detroit City from Kansas City. You know what? If you're drinking margaritas and you tweet a picture of that too, you go to the front of the line. I will say that as well.
We will give you credit for margaritas. I know all the folks in the Northern Guard were happy Hogs made the trip up. He was at the Lansing match to watch his beloved City clinch a playoff berth. We've got a little bit of an injury here, and some shin guards, shin pads being refixed. And now we're ready to go, no harm, no foul.
Cole Getz tweets in, I'm checking in on the poultry, white chickens, and her babies. Hashtag WatchCity. Frontier Nicole on Twitter, of course, was kind enough earlier this year to send up some of their finest radishes and spinach. It was very good. My wife was able to do some pretty amazing things with some garlic and all that, so we certainly did enjoy that over at the Rule household. Certainly was nice having some greens on the table. So that was a lot of fun. So here comes a dangerous restart for Detroit City FC. As again, Lansing United being forced to defend a lot of set pieces here in the first 13.5 minutes of the match.
And the set pieces come from the fact that City have outworked Lansing in the first 13 minutes of the match.
Ball served towards the back post, making a run. Unable to do much with it was Hoskins, I believe.
But that's a corner. I believe they've given it a corner to Lansing as it was deflected.
Take another look at it. Let's see.
I think it went off the defender there. And the way they're setting up, I'm right. So we'll have a City corner.
So that indeed is the story. Castorino comes over. He will put the leather to the ball and plays it short. Chipped up towards the left side. Now the ball was loose and popped up in the air. Hoskins not able to get everything he wanted on the header attempt. Furai Mutatu settles it down, but again, Detroit City FC with the possession one more time.
Nice job by Owen Hoskins, though.
Elijah Rice to Tyler. Tyler in the box, turning, creates some space, left-footed chip, goes over top of the bar. Luke Hallsworth with another dangerous opportunity.
It was speculative, but I like the touch and I like the confidence from Hallsworth to put his boot in. I don't think he got all of it, he popped it up. And so it drifted harmlessly over the bar. But City continues to move. The unsung hero there, by the way, Owen Hoskins, who was up playing on the corner. He was up for the set piece. And as the ball bounced high on the Keyworth pitch, he tracked back to partner Kervin Kenton and make sure he was in position. No ball watching from the center back there. Nice job by him to get back in position.
Here comes Detroit City with another dangerous opportunity. That shot is taken, and we have an offside flag up. So that negates the chance. The next 15 minutes of play is brought to you by Fago, the official pop of Detroit City FC. As always, this is a Red Pop friendly microphone, as that shot actually grazed the outside of the post, but it was all for naught.
But continuing to buzz our City and continuing to move in. What I'm most impressed there with the play in the attacking third is Lansing continues to set up with multiple men behind the ball. You have your back four, and we were talking with Dave Ellis, who's the play-by-play broadcaster for Lansing United, and he was talking about the fact that really Lansing likes to run the 4-5-1 and they clog midfield, but they also send, they've got a couple people holding in front that they're going to try to shut things down and come back on the counter, and they've tried to shut things down. And City, despite a man disadvantage in the attacking third, has really been able to control the lion's share of the play. City's midfielders doing a good job of running to points and creating points for service.
How about that from Elijah Rice to Kenton? Kenton taken down, and the foul is called. Lansing United doesn't like it, but we saw it go down just that way. Andres Reales, very animated, very upset. Reales, a native of Colombia, played for an academy team in the Colombian B League. He certainly has some big-time experience. There's the bench for Detroit City FC. Assistant coach Josh Rogers down there. All the usual suspects. So here comes another dangerous set piece for Detroit City. This ball will more than likely be served into the box. And here we go. Curls towards the post, and it's out of the reach of everyone. So in the end, it's harmless. But again, John, this field is tilted right now.
Yeah, it is, but that's a good job by Lansing United to set that high line on the free kick. They kept everybody outside the area because, of course, the offside trap was on. Setting the defensive line and forcing City to comply. And first of all, that shortened the target for the set piece to come into because the defenders dropped back nicely and kept their line tight. But it also gave the keeper plenty of room to see that ball and see that it never was going to be a problem. But City right back at it.
On the right side, plays it through. Castorino has it played away. So another throw-in coming. Here's a look at Mauricio Castorino, was a Division II All-American honorable mention at Fort Hays State. 10 goals and 8 assists that year. That'll get you All-American honorable mention. Putting up points to that degree.
City again send into the area and forcing that Lansing United back line to shut it down again. Now, if you're a City fan and you're watching this, there might be a temptation to say you're frustrated that City don't have a goal on the board for 19 minutes of tilted pitch.
Omar Sinclair a bit shaken up, and he's gone to the turf. He's not putting a lot of pressure on the one side. He's not able to move very much right now, so he will go to the turf. We'll see if head coach Ben Pierman's hand is a bit forced here in the 19th minute. So Omar Sinclair still down, and the training staff will make their way out onto the field. And as always, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC, Henry Ford Health Systems, will get in the mix and find out what the deal is with Omar Sinclair. Let's take another look at what happened. Just twisted that right ankle.
Yep. Just came in and stepped wrong, and on a unfriendly pitch here at Keyworth, a hard pitch in terms of feet and ankles. You step wrong, and that kind of thing can happen.
We'll see if Sinclair is able to walk it off, but it's not looking good right now at this particular second, but we will see. Typically, you see once the reality of coming out of the match sets in, guys have usually a tremendous ability to heal themselves and get right, but we will see what the story is with Omar Sinclair.
It looks like he's trying to convince the medical staff he's okay.
Right there, he just rolled up the right ankle. Yeah, it's a classic ankle move, and he's trying to get a little more bounce in the step as he leaves the pitch, and by rule, he has to leave the match right now.
Yep, anytime you have medical staff come on to give you attention, the one thing we don't have here in the United States are the stretcher teams that would carry you off. I always enjoy watching those on Premier League Saturday mornings.
I didn't see the magic spray being applied either. I'm a big fan of the magic spray.
You know what? The magic spray has diminished in use, actually, because of the fact that they found that the magic spray's numbing agents oftentimes could mask more serious injuries. And so they're very careful about using that now.
Athletic play there from Kervin Kenton. That was very impressive defensively by Kenton.
Kervin Kenton is continuing in the second half of this season to
impress
and make Ben Pierman make decisions about who he's going to put in the back. And when you have to play in a very tough NPSL schedule, and you had to go through that match, or that series of matches where you're playing 4 in 7 days, and you got a guy like Kenton who wasn't originally a member of that starting 11 and back 4, but kept working his tail off in training. That's the kind of things you like to see as a manager, and Ben Pierman has reaped the benefits of that.
There's Kervin Kenton now with 2 Lansing United players up against him. Kervin Kenton had 7 caps for the Costa Rican national U20 team, so has international experience, and you see it there as he takes that away.
And you know what? He won the ball just with quick feet. His feet never stopped moving. They kept shifting, and his body stayed in alignment. His feet moved, but his body stayed squared to the ball for the entire time that ball was down in that corner. And eventually, his feet were quicker than the opponent's, and you have a situation where he can go ahead and win the ball, and that's what happened.
Here comes Lansing United now trying that right side. The Northern Guard as they get the Tetris action going. You see him going across the screen. That ball chipped up by Dominic Hart. Lansing United pretty much cooking in the middle of the field, but here they go. Chobane plays it out to the right side. That cross just over the head of Kamara.
So we'll have a ball in the corner.
There's a look at Omar Sinclair trying to get right.
City continue to not allow the kind of service Lansing United wants. There was a bit of a slip there. Hausworth let his man get away.
It was a dangerous corner kick, and it's just over the head of a couple of Lansing United attackers. And now the ball will be chipped back in towards frame. Fernando Pena with the double fist punch.
It's a smart punch by Pena. Single-handed punch there. The way he was falling away from the ball would have fallen to a Lansing United player.
Chobane did well to keep the ball, but didn't do very well with the pass attempt. And that ball is threaded through, and the offside flag is up, much to the chagrin of Jordan Tyler. That gives us an opportunity to get you the Grand Circus player profile. Number 97, Tyrone Mundy, 2 goals, 7 assists in 9 matches played this year. Really has been a class player for head coach Ben Pierman and Detroit City FC has Tyrone Mundy. He's been a revelation.
He absolutely has. More important than the 2 goals are the 7 assists. That's a young man as part of a forward line who has speed and has his head on a swivel, and he has created more feathery touches in terms of playing on the ball. You see him on the bench there for Detroit City. We might see him tonight. He might get a little bit of a run out. But for me, Mundy's pace is what has made him the surprise package of the City season.
And there you saw him hiding down at the end of the bench. I think he knew the camera was on him. He didn't want all that attention, so he's trying to duck back in. But trust me, Tyrone Mundy has gotten his fair share of attention. There's no doubt about it. There's soccer people really around the country. And trust me when I say the soccer people around the country have really stood up and took notice of what Tyrone Mundy has done. As Lansing United controlling the possession through the middle of the field. That ball settled down by Alec Green. Alec Green,
Lansing United starting to even out possession just a little bit here as we enter the 25th minute. And you see them finally starting to assume a bit of a shape. The first 20 minutes of this match, really there was a lot of backline gaps that City was able to exploit, even with the holding midfielders in front. Now the 4-5-1 is truly in shape. The middle 3 there to make sure City can't advance forward on the ball. And the 2 wing midfielders in the 4-5-1 moving forward to provide support. They're finally asking questions of the City back line.
Omar Sinclair able to make his way back into the game. That's good news. Lansing United, though, John, did well during that time with the man advantage to stem the momentum, stem the tide of this match, and they've been able to bring a leveling bit of presence over the course of the last 5 minutes that Omar Sinclair was on the bench.
And sometimes you have a situation where a little thing like that can turn the tide. Now that Sinclair's back on, and we see a advantage negated for Lansing United.
Ben Pierman right now very animated on the sideline. Upset with the run of the last play, but that ball settled down by Jordan Tyler. Tyler looking for Rice. Rice wide on the left side. Settles it down, tries to go one-on-one, defended brilliantly for Lansing United. Now here they come on the counter. It is a 3v4, now a 3v5. As Detroit City FC does a nice job getting back.
Nice job there to just issue the little shoulder challenge, muscle the guy off the ball from Luke Hosworth. The pass eventually took it away from him, but the shoulder challenge gave just enough pause to allow some defense to come back.
Shabani played it out to the right side. There's a shot right at Fernando Pena. He handles that with little difficulty.
You know what? But I like seeing that because last week, Tuesday rather, there were balls that he could have handled with some less difficulty than what we saw that he had trouble with for most of the night. So it's nice to see Pena back making things look routine.
Sean Lawson to the middle of the field. Castorino trying to thread the needle between two defenders and does. Tyler to the native of England, Dave Edwardson. Edwardson, one of the good cats on this team. Always enjoy having the combo with Dave Edwardson as he retreats back to settle it down.
I really like the way City's fullbacks are asserting themselves right now. They're moving forward, they're not playing reckless. But the way you beat that 4-5-1 is by making the wing midfielders for Lansing United respect the fullbacks coming forward and mark you and kind of try and drive a wedge in that midfield shape. And City's done a good job of that for most of this match.
Now Castorino settles it down. Detroit City FC looking to go on the move. It's a 4v4 situation. Castorino takes on a defender. Plays it to the middle. Elijah Rice unable to settle it. But Rice steps back in and loses control one more time.
That pass was well-intentioned.
Sean Lawson again.
But not necessarily the pass you need to make, putting it into the feet of a player that's being very closely marked by a defender like that.
Spinks sends his cross into the middle of the box. That's headed away. Sean Lawson settles it down one more time. Hoskins reverses the field. Over the head of Sinclair, not a play.
That one rode the wind a little bit, I think.
On both players.
29th minute, still goalless here at Keyworth, but not without action. City doing what they can to try to tilt the pitch. Ben Pierman won't be happy right now, I think, because he is a huge fan of ball movement. And the one thing that City hasn't done enough of, especially in the last 10 minutes, is use their pace in reverse field. We've heard him talk with Lindsey Pearson about it on a number of occasions, about the importance of reversing field and switching back and making defenders respect the fact that you can go touchline to touchline. We haven't seen that. It's been a more direct approach from City, and I think Ben Pierman will stress ball movement at the halftime break.
More tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. Abby's name tweets in, says Luke Hosworth is looking sharp tonight. NGS Louisville, our good buddy, says, do I smell a goal from Rice coming? And certainly it's beginning to take on that look as Owen Hoskins settles things down. Doc Mark Classy tweets at us as we're jumping to the front of the line. There's the picture of them drinking the margaritas with the hashtag WatchCity. And remember, you can keep up with everything we got going on Twitter with the hashtag WatchCity. That ball played up. I believe the offside flag should be up. It wasn't. But instead, Detroit City keeps possession. Tyler settles it down. Sean Lawson was making a run here on the right side. And the foul is called. And that's a proper call, John. That stopped the scoring opportunity.
Yeah, that's a professional foul. And the professional foul there doesn't result in a booking, but he knew exactly what he was doing. And sometimes you have to take one for the team. Look at that. He's in there. He knows the pass is coming. And then you put the body into the player and raise your hands as if to say, I did nothing, and he fell on his own, which is the universal football signal for I caused that. And we move on.
Sean Lawson with it. Now Edwardson will stay with it and keep it. Cross sent over by Spinks to the post. It's headed on frame by Sean Lawson. But Joe White makes the grab.
A feathery little ball there in between two taller defenders to give Lawson the chance to get ahead on it. He didn't get the jump he wanted, and so it came off the top of his head rather than the forehead. A lot of people think when you're talking about a header that you're looking at more the top of the head. The best headers come off either the side or the forehead. Because
it gives it the direction.
That's exactly. And so he didn't get the jump he wanted, and so he didn't get the target area that he wanted. And so that's why you saw it go easily in the hands of Joe White.
We talked about Sean Lawson and his goal-scoring prowess this year, has 6 goals. His father, Samuel, played for the Jamaican national team.
Reggae boys.
Yep. Sean Lawson also played for the Jamaican U17 national team. He's been a threat everywhere he's been, be it Oakland University in Jamaica or wherever. He's been a guy with a track record of scoring goals. There is a look at Sean Lawson.
The Oakland Golden Grizzly. And by the way, we give him credit not just because my man Neil is so closely intertwined with the Golden Grizzlies. Sean has earned it, man. That's a guy that...
The results speak for themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. He has run very well for Eric Pogue. He's earned his spot here with City, and he is doing to the NPSL what he did through the Horizon League, which is put the ball in the back of the net. Cloud cover coming in over Keyworth.
Not a fan of that.
No.
Can we just have one? Can we just have one match
without the clouds?
Without the clouds, where it doesn't come into play. So throw-in coming now for Lansing United.
Oh, we have a moment. I want to say hi to a couple of people listening on the shores of Lake Michigan at a Watch City party. Steph and her significant other, Jeff, celebrating their anniversary this weekend. Normally they're in the stands here at Keyworth, but he consented to spend their anniversary with her friends on a camping trip. And so they're watching tonight on the west side.
Sean Lawson with the pass to Tyler, and coming back and making a great defensive play was Realis. And that was a big-time play for Lansing United. That may have saved a goal.
I'll tell you what, it was such a good defensive play that it caused City to commit the foul. Lawson, actually, despite having a step-and-a-half lead, lost position and had to foul. He comes in, he loses the ball, and has to come over the top. Great center back play just to stick your rump into the attacking player and make him come over and force the contact.
Absolutely. NGS Louisville just put a tweet out, says Lawson's playing the role of Cyrus Sadie tonight. He's the engine, and that certainly has been the case. That's a good call by NGS Louisville. Jordan Tyler again unable to settle that down. Owen Hoskins steps through. Long foot, and there's a nifty back heel from Elijah Rice. Ken Sinclair track it down, he cannot. But good news to see Sinclair going all out in full speed, showing no ill effects from the ankle tweak earlier tonight.
It is very good news. The not good news is on the Detroit City FC bench, where Ben Pierman continues to be an image of discontent. Not liking what he's seeing. I think there's a little bit of his team getting a little too cute right now. I think he'd like to see them go back to what he draws up at the training ground, which is to use that pace and to reverse the field. We've seen a little bit of it, but we still haven't seen enough here in the last 15, 20 minutes.
There's James DeCosimo settling things down, the captain for Lansing United. Second in Lansing United history in goals with 12 total. Now he's got 4 goals against Detroit City FC in 4 career matches, so whatever it is about playing the Rouge brings out the best in him.
See the player going down, Luke Houseworth on the pitch. He's back up.
This 15 minutes of action brought to you by Phoenix House, the official building partner of Detroit City FC. So 35th minute here, no score. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Lindsey Pearson, our sideline reporter, will catch up with head coach Ben Pierman at the half. And as you talked about, partner, a very animated Ben Pierman here throughout the course of the evening. Now keep in mind, the hopes are faint, the chances are faint, but they are technically still alive.
You got a good win
for a division title. But in order to do that, you have to win tonight. Of course, AFC Ann Arbor has to go pointless in their last 2 matches for that to happen. There's a look at Ben Pierman and his staff looking on.
And that is not a picture of happiness, that staff.
No. Now a corner kick upcoming for Lansing United.
See what City chooses to do here. They're going to put men on both posts. That's going to allow Lansing to send runners in. I would not be surprised either to see a short corner taken or a ball bent to the back post. And the way United are lining up, it looks like that bent post ball is the better option.
Kokovo looked like he was lurking, and a foul will be called against Lansing United, so all of it is for naught.
A little tugging and pulling on the shirt in the area, and a high boot coming in as well, and so we go back the other way.
There's a look at the head coach for Lansing United, Nate Miller. Spent the last 4 seasons as head coach at Spring Arbor University.
Bit of a coaching shift for Lansing United. Eric Rudland, who's now the coach at AFC Ann Arbor, was the coach at Lansing United. He left to come down to Holloway Field, and so they had to make the change, and Nate Miller in his career has a .500 record. 10 wins, 10 losses, 4 draws. Lansing United, by the way, has not drawn a match this season. 6 wins, 6 losses.
Which is very rare, especially here at the end of the season. That ball will be played back.
See right there, Castorino needs to be running in at that keeper. There is nothing to be lost from going in and making the keeper make a play. Those little jogs after the ball, that allows the keeper to take control and set things up the way he wants. Press him.
Stevenson Storm in the corner. One of the better names in the NPSL. Stevenson Storm on the run. Sean Lawson will shut the door on that. Turn it up. It's a 2v2 up here if they hurry. Jordan Tyler with some nifty footwork to win a throw-in.
Jordan Tyler uses his bulk, which, by the way, doesn't hamper his speed, to really be a physical player that can take over a situation in that 1v1 kind of thing and create a positive result for his team. Fun watching him on the right wing tonight. Look at that move.
Jordan Tyler one-on-one. Couldn't get everything he wanted on the cross. Lansing United takes possession here in the 38th minute of a scoreless match so far. Ball settled down. Cosimo.
Elijah Rice runs into a defender and bounces off.
Again, that ball will go out of play, so another throw-in coming for Lansing United. Right in front of the Northern Guard supporters.
He's remonstrating a little bit. I don't know that he has a whole lot of room to remonstrate with the officials, but such is the case in modern day football. This match has stagnated, Neil, in the last 10 minutes. You've seen some forays in and some moves, but really it's been clogged up in midfield. We haven't seen a whole lot going forward, and that's because Lansing's 4-5-1 has found its shape. And City, when they have been in trouble this season, it's because they have been confronted with something they're not used to seeing, and they have trouble adjusting. And that's what they're seeing.
That ball down, and it's put in the back of the net. A tremendous individual play, and a goal scored for Lansing United as they will get the jump. Michael Kokovo, the former All-American second teamer at Spring Arbor, I believe will get credit for that goal. And just like that, Lansing United gets the jump. They're up 1-0.
Well, City switched off. They allowed Lansing to get forward. They allowed a lot of space, and then a great individual effort. Look at this, just comes in. Canton heads it, but heads it onto the wrong boot, and a little turn and flick. And when you're Curvin Canton, he tried to do what he thought was right, but he didn't see the Lansing United player coming in behind him, and he put his fellow defender in a bad situation because the flick came in with the City player behind the goal scorer. And it's flick and turn and a nice little chip.
That was actually Morris Kamara with the goal, and now making a run again is Morris Kamara. He was taken down. He wants a penalty called. So Kamara making a bid. He also plays his college soccer at Spring Arbor. He had 11 goals and 5 assists last year.
And now Lansing United is buzzing.
Absolutely. There comes Kamara again on that left side. Drops it off for Storm. Storm makes the move. Swings it out wide to the right. Lots of turf available. Cross into the box is headed on. Right-footed shot in on Pena. And he makes the stop. Stevenson Storm got his right boot on that one.
City have flat out stopped here. They surrendered the first goal of the match. And it's as though the wind is completely and totally sucked out of their sails. They're a step slow. They have allowed in the last 2 attacks forward more space than we saw them allow in the first 37 minutes of the match. And I have a feeling it's going to be a very interesting team talk for Ben Pierman at halftime because his team, after a bright start, the flame has gone out a little bit and he needs some kindling because Lansing United have turned it up another notch and City have yet to respond.
Here they come again up the right side. This time Detroit City is back. Now 6 defenders for Detroit City, and Colin Kenton squashes that threat. But our sideline reporter Lindsey Pearson's going to have her work cut out for her here in the halftime interview with Ben Pierman. He was testy when it was 0-0, and now he finds his side down 1-0. So we'll see if Detroit City FC can press forward, maybe level this match before half. There's a misfire by Dave Edwardson.
One wonders if that halftime interview might not have shades of Belichick or D'Antonio in terms of its tone with Ben Pierman. 42nd minute here. Lansing United taking a look at their shape. They've committed a second man forward earlier. The wing midfielders are ready to run to help the forward in that 4-5-1. And now one of the two holding midfielders is creeping a little bit further forward. And they are going to run at Lansing or at DCFC right here.
Absolutely they are. Stevenson Storm on the left side. Storm will cross it. That's blocked out. But again, Owen Hoskins gets back. But one more time, Lansing United now will have a dangerous setup. And my, oh my, how things have changed over the course of the last 10 minutes. You talked about it, John. The match had grown a little bit stagnant. I'd say right around the 30-minute mark. And now Lansing United buzzing after they've gotten the goal lead.
It's not stagnant anymore. And part of that is because City was not able to convert on the first 20 minutes. You know, you like the fact that they were able to create chances. You like the fact that, as you rightly said, the pitch was rather tilted in their favor. They didn't put one in the back of the net, and all of a sudden it'll dawn on your opponent. You know, the setting that is Keyworth is a blessing and it is a curse because it can intimidate teams from the start and give you an advantage. But if you don't score early, all of a sudden it creeps into the head. Wait a minute, we might have withstood what they could throw at us, and we're still in this match at 30 minutes in, and we're starting to find our legs. That's what happened with Lansing United.
Swing sells it down, and now Pena will quarterback it. 44th minute, 1-0. Lansing United in the lead. Morris Kamara, the goal scorer.
And you know who Detroit City is missing right now, and probably for the first time all season?
Here comes Castorino, Cyrus Sadie.
Yep, that's exactly who I was going to say. Way to be, Pods, because, and that's a nice ball, but and a good run, but Edwardson leaves it for a dummy for some reason, and Rice plays it backward.
Now here's Hawsworth with it in the midfield. Hawsworth give and go. Out of his reach, trying to settle it down, wins a throw-in as that ball went off Realis.
If Cyrus Sadie is healthy, and I don't know how fit he is after that run of matches, playing as well as he did in Lansing and trying to play against AFC Ann Arbor, DCFC should have him on the pitch from halftime because the midfield looks different with him on the bench.
Elijah Rice with the challenge. Rice spent some time with Real Salt Lake Academy. He's also called to the U17 National Team Academy. 3 goals this year for Detroit City. Elijah Rice, the nickname Minute Rice or Instant Rice. He put things cooking rather quickly. Stevenson Storm sends Sean Lawson to the turf. Official says play on, but the ball doesn't lie as Storm sends it to Sinclair.
Well, there was a lot of argy-bargy going back and forth between the two of them. I think that's a good mutual no call there, but it's not often you see Sean Lawson lose one of those battles. Is the more surprising thing.
Sammy Conti sends it towards the middle of the field. Lansing United, a tremendous deal of the possession as we are in stoppage time of the first half. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Happy to have you along wherever you may be watching. Special hello to those you watching on FoxSportsDetroit.com. We appreciate you doing so. Conti with the touch. Cosimo sent it back. But we haven't seen this, John. What we're seeing right now, Lansing United with this methodical possession, Stevenson Storm settles it down, and they'll send it back to the defending line, and they'll do it again.
Yep, they have the 1-goal lead now. They can dictate tempo, and that's where the 4-5-1 comes in, because they are able to just play through midfield and then pick their spot to bomb forward. And look at that, going in, winning the ball again. Nice job there by Stevenson Storm to win the ball again in midfield. And we're seeing City try to send the ball forward. That's a handball, or is that halftime? That's halftime.
That is the whistle. 45 minutes down here. And Detroit City FC finding themselves down 1-0 in front of a huge crowd tonight here at Keyworth. So we will see what Ben Pierman has in store for the troops during the halftime break. But John, make no mistake, they have certainly been up against it the course of the last 15 minutes of this match.
Sure, Lansing United has absolutely turned the tide. They've played the better soccer in the last 15 minutes, and where City spurned some chances in the opening 20, Lansing United got their chance and they took it. And they have a deserved 1-goal lead. And the point that you made just before that halftime whistle about how methodical Lansing United are being is an absolutely brilliant one, because they have turned, once they got that first goal, they have turned this into a game of keep ball. And with a 4-5-1 in midfield against Ben Pierman's 4-3-3, that is a simple mathematical man advantage. And so City came in with a 4-3-3 and confidence in their midfield, thinking that the pace in midfield and the physicality could beat the 4-5-1 and get in on the back line and ask some questions. And that happened for 20 minutes. But then the goal went in for Lansing United after some stagnation in the match. And all of a sudden, you've got a situation where now Lansing United can play the way they want to play. And this is some of the best shape that they've been able to hold all season and keep the ball away from DCFC.
You saw the Lansing United coaching staff with Nate Miller having a confab over there as you get one more look at it. Nate Miller certainly, I know he loves what he saw from the last 15 minutes of that first half, because they got an opportunity and they took advantage of it. As we're waiting to be joined by Ben Pierman with our sideline reporter Lindsey Pearson. But the Northern Guard right now up on their feet.
That is Dean. That's Padre in there with the wig and the gloves.
As right now the Northern Guard on their feet. The Special Olympics are doing a scrimmage game here during the half. It really is a lot of fun to see. And right now at this time we'll send it to our sideline reporter Lindsey Pearson, standing by with Coach Pierman. Lindsey.
Thanks, Neil. Coach, obviously not the ideal ending to that first half. What adjustments need to be made in the second half?
We'll make a couple subs. That was planned. I actually thought we played pretty well for like the first 25 minutes, and then Omar went out for 5 or 6 minutes. That let them back into the game. But I thought we handled the half really well. It's a sloppy goal to give up, too easy in the box. They had the extra guy, so we're going to have to respond. We're going all out to win this game. So we'll make some subs at halftime. Those are pre-planned, but you know, we've got to defend the defensive top of our box a little better. That's the biggest adjustment. Track and runners. They're playing 3 at the back and pushing 7 forward. So got to defend it a little better.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Neil, back to you.
Thank you very much, Lindsey. So there you have it from Ben Pierman, as he will make a couple of subs as the second half begins, as you get a live look in at the Special Olympics scrimmage match that's going on here at Keyworth, as the Northern Guard and the supporters let off the smoke bombs. Really a cool event that they do here for the community at Detroit City FC. So 45 minutes in the books. Lansing United has drawn first blood, but still a whole half of soccer left to play. Lansing United leading this one 1-0. We'll be right back with the second half of play. This is Detroit City FC Soccer.
DTE Energy is committed to giving back. So DTE employees volunteer thousands of hours, working in over 450 communities, with more than 280 charities across Michigan. Why? Because we don't just deliver energy. We want to empower people in the communities where we live and serve. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
My passion is architecture. I don't want to sit around passively studying. I need to create. In our architecture studios at Lawrence Tech, we collaborate with students, faculty, and professionals from around the world. And from day one, we design using the same industry standard software that architecture firms use. I really feel like I'm designing my own future here. Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
I love helping people get what they need. So when you order with ClickList from Kroger, I make sure you get everything you ask for, just the way you like it.
Whole organic milk? Done.
2 ripe bananas and 1 green.
And today's fresh bread? Got it.
With ClickList, I'm your personal shopper, so you can trust me to pick out exactly what you want, bagged and ready for when you arrive.
Try ClickList at a Kroger near you. Order online, pick up curbside at store with same-day pickup now available. Visit Kroger.com/ClickList.
You guys are ready! Oh, you guys are ready!
Ticket, please.
Of course, I got it right here.
There's nothing there. It's loading. It takes a little bit.
Just give me like a minute, guys.
Here's my ticket. It's starting. Mine works.
Bob realized his network coverage was a no-show. That's why he switched to Metro PCS, because he figured out he gets a network that's more reliable than ever, covering 99% of people in the U.S. Switch now and get 2 lines for only $50 period, plus 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones. Metro PCS, wireless.
I want to blend my business education and athletic skills and open my own fitness center. At Lawrence Tech, I'm learning how to research, present, and to really think like an entrepreneur. And I love the small college feel here, where there's always something to do. We have men's and women's intercollegiate sports and dozens of student organizations. I can't wait to apply what I'm learning here in the real world. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
We're a 4-year-old company, but we've just moved to the city about a year ago, and we renovated an old stamping plant here in Detroit. And we're focused, and our mission is to create and design super efficient homes and urban infill buildings using the methodology of Passive House, and package that into a pre-built shell that's made here in Detroit. And we're allowing to do different creative designs, again, for single-family urban infills made in the shop in Detroit here. Everything we take is from design to rough frame to putting the layers on in the shop. So we actually create the wall panels here in Detroit in our shop. We load them up on that fancy trailer, and then we ship them out to the site like we did today. We discovered DCFC was about early or late last year, and we didn't have our building squared away yet last year. So really wanted to come on strong with you guys this year, and just really be a supporter of the team. With your new move, that's fantastic, and be able to help any way we can, which we thought was kind of a creative use, is just to have a way to have some outside. So we're excited to be here with your new stadium this year. So today we're putting together the prefab shell. It's consisting of wall panels, roof panels that we made prefab in the shop. And so everything's pre-insulated. It comes with some siding and a weather-tight layer. So that's what we're working on today to get that wrapped up and weather-tight today. Some of the science we've baked into these panels, into the roof design and details, is extra thickness for extra insulation, which allows us to have a higher R value and something that we call thermal bridge-free detailing. So everything is going to be what we call super insulated and airtight, and we're able to do that on these walls and roof panels that we've pre-built in the shop. It's going to be good. It's been a couple weeks here preparing. We're really excited. All the guys are actually pretty excited. I saw them taking snapshots with their phones and stuff, but it'll feel good to see when it's all wrapped up, it's weather tight, people can go buy their merchandise.
DTE Energy is committed to giving back. So DTE employees volunteered thousands of hours, working in over 450 communities, with more than 280 charities across Michigan. Why? Because we don't just deliver energy. We want to empower people in the communities where we live and serve. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
My passion is architecture. I don't want to sit around passively studying. I need to create. In our architecture studios at Lawrence Tech, we collaborate with students, faculty, and professionals from around the world. And from day one, we design using the same industry standard software that architecture firms use. I really feel like I'm designing my own future here. Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
I love helping people get what they need. So when you order with ClickList from Kroger, I make sure you get everything you ask for, just the way you like it.
Whole organic milk? Done.
2 ripe bananas and 1 green.
And today's fresh bread? Got it.
With ClickList, I'm your personal shopper, so you can trust me to pick out exactly what you want, bagged and ready for when you arrive.
Try ClickList at a Kroger near you. Order online, pick up curbside at store with same-day pickup now available. Visit Kroger.com/ClickList.
You guys are ready? Oh, you guys are ready?
Ticket, please.
Of course, I got it right here.
There's nothing there. It's loading. It takes a little bit.
Just give me like a minute, guys.
Here's my ticket. It's starting. Mine works.
Bob realized his network coverage was a no-show. That's why he switched to Metro PCS, because he figured out he gets a network that's more reliable than ever, covering 99% of people in the U.S. Switch now and get 2 lines for only $50 period, plus 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones. Metro PCS, wireless.
I want to blend my business education and athletic skills and open my own fitness center. At Lawrence Tech, I'm learning how to research, present, and to really think like an entrepreneur. And I love the small college feel here, where there's always something to do. We have men's and women's intercollegiate sports and dozens of student organizations. I can't wait to apply what I'm learning here in the real world. Lawrence Tech, possible is everything.
We're a 4-year-old company, but we've just moved to the city about a year ago, and we renovated an old stamping plant here in Detroit. And we're focused, and our mission is to create and design super efficient homes and urban infill buildings using the methodology of Passive House, and package that into a pre-built shell that's made here in Detroit. And we're allowing to do different creative designs, again, for single-family urban infills made in the shop in Detroit here. Everything we take is from design to rough frame to putting the layers on in the shop. So we actually create the wall panels here in Detroit in our shop. We load them up on that fancy trailer, and then we ship them out to the site like we did today. We discovered DCFC was about early or late last year, and we didn't have our building squared away yet last year. So really wanted to come on strong with you guys this year, and just really be a supporter of the team with your new.
Welcome back inside Keyworth Stadium as Special Olympics Michigan has their scrimmage going on. As we get ready for the second half of action, Lansing United with a 1-0 lead over Detroit City FC. And we were just talking about the Special Olympics of Michigan with the scrimmage. We had a goal scored while you were away, as we will take another look at it. And partner, as you look at that through pass.
That's a beautiful touch.
And the ball slotted in.
That's a beautiful touch. Split the center backs and put it through in for our lone goal of our match. By the way, this is yet another example of one of the things that Detroit City FC and the Northern Guard do to be good community members. And they are built for Detroit and Michigan. And on a night like this, it's a lot of the Northern Guard's favorite match of the year. They spend the entire halftime cheering just like they would for City.
Yep. No one leaves. There certainly is no question about that. No one leaves to go to the souvenir stand or get drinks or food or anything like that. As we take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes of play. It was a first half that saw Detroit City really with the better of play during the course of the first 25 minutes or so. They had multiple dangerous chances, just like the one we saw there from Jordan Tyler. Sean Lawson putting the skills on display as well, as he highlights part of our Metro PCS halftime report. But John, the running theme, they were unable to slip one past Joe White. Lansing United continued to hang around and dodge the pressure, and in the end of the first half, they were rewarded with the goal by Morris Kamara, as Lansing United escapes the first half with the lead, as there is the goal off the right foot of Kamara. So it was a classic road effort so far from Lansing United. Survive the first 30 minutes, they did that. Get a goal when you got a chance, they did that. And as we take a look at the numbers from the first half of play, the numbers tilted in City's favor, but the only stat that counts is 1-0 Lansing United.
And you see that one in the scoreboard on the Lansing United side. Of note, both sides have had 4 shots on target. City has an 8-5 lead in shots total, but 3 of those were either scuffed to the left of the bar or scuffed over the bar by City players. I always look, and I've said this all season, I look at the second number on that graphic, shots on target. And Lansing United, after 25 minutes of this match, it was 3-0 in terms of shots on target. Lansing United, over the final 20 minutes, evened that out, put the pressure on, got all 4 of their shots really after that big City spell to start this match ended. And they're deserving leaders in terms of what they've been able to do to switch things. And then they got into a possession mode, as you noted before halftime. City's got to figure out how to break that up coming into the second half.
Ben Pierman mentioned to our sideline reporter Lindsey Pearson there will be some planned subs that take place. We will get those subs to you just as we get them reported to us as well. But in the meantime, as you said, John, Detroit City FC is going to have to find a way to crack with that tough midfield for Lansing United. And it's a tough midfield, John, that the longer you trail, the tougher it becomes because there's just no room to operate. This is the prescription for how Lansing United wants to win matches.
Sure, that's the 4-5-1. The 4-5-1 is saying we're going to score we're going to win by making sure you can't score. We're going to crowd that midfield. We're going to trust our back line to beat you. And we're going to crowd that midfield so you can't provide service. And then at the moment when they're on the counter, the outside 2 and that 5 across are going to bomb forward, and all of a sudden it's going to be basically a 4-2-3-1 coming in an attacking mode. And those 2 wing backs are going to bomb forward and try to create chances. But they have frustrated City. You know, as we address the changes, and we see some of them, Sebi Harris out there on the pitch for Detroit City FC. You're going to see some changes also out there. Jeff Adkins, I can see warming up. We've got
Seb Harris out there as well.
Yep, Sebi's going to get some time. Also, number 17 for City, George Chamakov is going to make an appearance. Chamakov dealing with some fitness issues for most of this summer, but a longtime servant of the club. He's going to get a run out. And part of those planned subs is really Ben Pierman's admission, although you never want to discount play, but going into it with a pre-planned substitution situation basically says, if we come back and get an equalizer or a win, great, we'll take the 3 points. This is about making sure all of my team is fresh, because we're going to have 2 full weeks, basically, or almost 2 weeks, between matches played in real anger. Between the Ann Arbor AFC Ann Arbor match on Tuesday and the playoff play-in game a week from tomorrow. And so this is all about making sure everybody's legs are fresh, seeing who's going to go out there and want it, who's going to go out there and show they want to be a part of the playoffs. And you knew a little bit of that from the beginning when a player like Bakey Goodman and a player like Zach Bach weren't even on the squad list. And so Ben Pierman trying to make sure he knows exactly what he's got in the cupboard. And it's going to be interesting to see what some of the City changes do.
The first 15 minutes of play here in the second half are brought to you by Metro PCS, the official wireless provider of Detroit City FC. You saw Seb Harris getting loose for Detroit City FC. He will start the second half. Played his college soccer at Oakland University. Also spent some time playing professionally overseas. He's been with City since 2014. Became a father in the offseason as well. So we'll see if Seb can channel some of those sleepless nights. Being a father of 3, channel some of that forced energy from those sleepless nights out there here tonight.
Yeah, the 3 a.m. feedings prepare you for dealing with a cranky center forward.
Absolutely. So we're just about ready to go. Tyrone Lundy will start the second half as well. A couple other changes that John mentioned. So Lansing United leading this one 1-0. We are underway here in the second half. Neil Rule, John Krieger back with you. Happy to have you along. Lindsey Pearson's our sideline reporter. Ball swung out wide to the right side.
Already, look at how fast Tyron Mondy's running on the pitch. You see him right there taking the ball in midfield. Mighty Mouse getting a run out here in the second half.
Zach Shiwi out there as well, made a very aggressive run. So right away, John, you notice an energy level difference as that ball's played through. Luke Collinsworth did get the start here tonight. He's still out there. Swings that pass out wide to the left side. And there's that man, Tyrone Lundy, with the possession of the ball. See how much magic he has left.
Heck of a play for Lansing United. Number 17, Spencer Knopf. He's coming in as a substitute here, and he muscled Tyrone Mundy right off the ball. Somebody's figured out that the way to beat Mighty Mouse is to go up and bump Mighty Mouse. And if you get called for a foul, fine, they'll set up a free kick. But it's better than Mondi beating you. Here you go. Here comes Mondi. He's coming in. Oops, down you go. And rather with the foul, that's number 11, Farai Mutatu. But Mondi has developed a reputation over this season in this league. And a professional foul or two is sometimes an acceptable price to pay when defending number 97.
Mutatu, as you saw, the youngest player ever to play for Lansing United at 17 years old. He is committed to play at Michigan State. So, they're very excited about Mutatu coming on to campus. Played for Columbus Crew Academy Wolves team. Here comes a run out for Detroit City FC.
Did they call a penalty?
Detroit City FC looking for the penalty call as Luke Hollingsworth is still down on the turf, but no, that is not the case.
The official was walking toward the spot, and his back was to me, so I couldn't see him. That's a very interesting situation. Coming in, little tug, little pull, gets into the area, gets taken down from behind, goes down.
Here's another, this may be more definitive.
And they could have said that the defender got a piece of the ball, but that's a difficult decision with Hollingsworth now down on the pitch.
And the doctors are on the field. The Henry Ford Health Systems, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. So
I'd
we'll
love
take
another
one more look.
He comes in. There's a little touch. Hollingsworth through. Does he get the ball? And this is the big, yes, he does.
Yes, he did.
That's a heck of a play by the defender. That's why it wasn't a penalty. He got the ball with his boot. Nice job by our crew tonight.
That was as sharp a camera work as you're going to see. Tumi Moshobane. But they should have the corner.
You know, well, unless it deflected back off Hollingsworth. That's the other thing. Is did it after he gets the ball to negate the penalty, as Hollingsworth is going down, does it touch him to then make it a goal kick? That's the thing I didn't see on that.
Moshobane is third all-time on Lansing United's assist list. That ball played high in the air by Seb Harris.
Nice little hoof there. Seb Harris, a fan favorite.
There's Jeff Atkins settling it down. So Detroit City FC looking for some possession and looking to go to work. DCFC 1-0 here, almost 49 minutes into this match. Here comes Zach Shiwi. Shiwi trying to play the long ball through. Mondi on the run, and Mondi got a shot off. The keeper's out of the net. Right-footed shot over top of the frame by Sean Lawson. He's connected on those all season long, but on that one, he misfired.
Sean, buddy. It doesn't have to be sexy. Just put it in on goal. Here he comes in, keeper's out. Nice job there to pass it backward because everyone was offside, but the backwards pass played everyone on. You play it back for Lawson, and he tried to go for the sexy finish.
Raise the crossbar.
And puts it off the bar. Just direct that in. That wasn't going to get cleared. Put it off the side of your boot and let it roll through.
There's Chamakov with a tremendous touch on the pass. DCFC will have to press on. Ben Pierman still looking for some answers.
Wow.
Lansing United now with the possession.
Whoa, that's a strike.
And that ball is ripped over top of the frame.
There would have been nothing Pena could do. That ball was bending, it just didn't bend enough. The Keyworth breeze helping out City there as it rode the currents. The wind's blowing in that direction, but it was dipping and didn't miss by much. And Pena would have been caught out with absolutely nothing to say.
Pena puts the boot to it, sends it over the midfield stripe. Chamakov sees it go to Lawson. Lawson, the chip. Here's Tyrone Mondi now in some space. Can Mighty Mouse work some magic? Mighty Mouse knocks that down, but off the line is Joe White to clean it up. Joe White directing some traffic. There's Tyrone Mondi, who's certainly having an effect on this match. Just 6 minutes in. Now it's time for a weekly trivia presented by Fago. This week's question: who leads Le Rouge in minutes played this season?
I think I have an idea.
I think you do too, but I think you may be surprised. We'll just say it like that.
Okay.
'Cause I'm sure a lot of people were probably thinking what you're thinking, but it's not that.
Well, there's a welcome addition in midfield. Number 10, Cyrus Sadie making an appearance. I've been calling for him since before halftime. Ben Pierman brings him on, give him a run out here with 51 minutes on the clock.
So Cyrus Sadie comes out for Luke Halsworth. We'll see what Cyrus Sadie has here. He got a deserved rest the first half of play as Luke Halsworth is going to go back to the locker room.
And I think there might be a little more, and I'm not quite sure whether Cyrus Sadie was a planned addition or a Luke Halsworth needs medical attention and needs to be done addition. And I think it might be, with Halsworth going back to the dressing room, might be more the latter than the former. But I'm still okay with seeing number 10 on the pitch in this match.
That foul was called. That snuffed out an opportunity for a counter for Detroit City FC. So on that play, it looked like George Chamakoff was going to get the beat. Instead, as my partner likes to say, soccer commentators the world around, professional foul.
That's all it is. You know, the only option you have is to take him down. Very interesting here. Lansing United going with 3 at the back. And the fourth defender's kind of creeping forward a little bit, but they're still playing with 7 behind the ball.
Cyrus Sadie finds Atkins. Atkins on the move to the middle. Right-footed chip will go over top of the frame by David Edwardson.
You know what? I'm going to respect the captain and say he's got the right to shoot, but if he turned his head around, he had on his backside with a little flick, he had the opportunity to send it in, and he had Sean-Claude Lawson in about 20 yards of space and didn't find him and fluffed the shot and put it into the beer garden in the DFCU lounge.
We got more tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. At Lunenberg444 chimes in, says watching from Portland, Oregon. Cascadia just isn't the same as being there in person, but it is the next best thing. We appreciate you tuning in. As right there on the attack, Jeff Atkins tried to settle it down and make a run.
And Jeff Atkins caught the top of the ball and put it down into the turf and sent it up into the chest of a Lansing United player. If he had caught that ball flush, that would have gone in with a running Sean-Claude Lawson and Tyrone Mundy in space and well onside.
All right, Mutatu settling it down and going to work for Lansing United. That's a left side attack into the box, and Jeff Atkins takes that away rather easily. Cyrus Sadie, can he track it down? He does. So Sadie on the move with his head up, surveying the scene. Lawson makes a run. Sadie reverses and goes to the right side. Atkins. Lawson. Ball played out, throw-in coming for Detroit City.
It's actually an awful lot of space on the near side of the field. He's further back than I think he wants to be in this situation, but they're giving him an awful lot of room.
Sadie looking to set up Mondi, who makes the run. Nobody else made the run with Mondi, however. One opportunity goes by the boards.
Ben Pierman's system works as everyone makes runs as a unit. Tyrone Mondi did his job. He got the ball, he flicked it back into the area. That ball was in the 6-yard box and coming across. Nobody else from City was there with him. That's what will irritate Ben Pierman. He wants his players coming forward, and that flick needs to be rewarded with somebody on the other end of it who stayed with the play just like Mondi did to track it down.
George Chamakoff so far in his first 10 minutes of action in a while has been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah, George is one of those warriors of the game. He's been around, he plays a lot of different teams, a lot of different clubs in Michigan, works with the Schoolcraft College program. George is one of those guys, he's happy to put on a shirt and go play.
Absolutely, assistant coach here at Hamtramck High School as well. During his time, had an assist last year.
Nice touch there from Shiwi, and he keeps going on the run. Lawson needs to get it back to him, and he does.
There's Shiwi on the move to the corner, crosses it to the middle, and it's taken away by Lansing United. So once again, Tumi Moshobane has been very strong here in the second half, especially defensively.
It was almost a nifty little 1-2. Lawson getting the ball to Shiwi in space, recognizing the run, and Shiwi rewarding him with service back in, but he couldn't get on the end.
Moshobane 1 assist away from tying Lansing United's season assist record. He's got 4 on the year, looking for his 5th, but it's been his defensive game here tonight that's been on point.
Edwardson turning around there in midfield, going back to Sebi Harris, who is now anchoring that back line.
Harris puts a little too much mustard on the hot dog, and that pass goes up ahead, out of the way. Omar Sinclair.
Difficulty with wholesale changes like this, and it's really not City's fault, but it is what they have to deal with. You got to get used to playing with guys you haven't necessarily played with in this alignment all year. George Chamakov, God love him, hasn't been necessarily a mainstay or a fixture. He's out there. You got to figure out what he's going to do. Dave Edwardson has got to learn how to work with everybody else, and they got to find their rhythm. The one thing I like from City in this half, as opposed to the last 15 minutes of the first half, is a lot more energy.
Let's take a look at the upcoming matches for Detroit City FC. Of course, one I've got my eye on, Venezia FC from Serie B over in Italy, will be coming into town on Tuesday night, July 18th at 7:30 p.m. And also up ahead, August 2nd, the yearly friendly against Windsor TFC. And of course, the playoffs. Mark your calendar, July 22nd. There will be a playoff match here. And to be determined is the opponent, but there will be playoff action here at Keyworth Stadium. But Venezia FC, part of the International Series, brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions. That's one that I'm very much looking forward to, John. Filippo Inzaghi, former World Cup champion with Italy in 2006, the head man in charge. Here comes Tyrone Mundy on the move again. Puts the brakes on.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
Shiwi sends it towards the goal line, making the run. Chamakov. That ball played out of the box. Turn and burn, but Edwardson knocks it down. Here's Edwardson. Mondi, and Mondi unable to get the ball to go.
Oh, but a great job by Harris to step up, take that chance from the center back, and win the ball. Heck of a heads-up play by the former stalwart of Hedden FC.
Here comes Seb Harris again. And on a mission. Harris curls one up, looking for Mondi to make a run. Mondi unable to catch up with that one. But John, going back to the International Series, Venezia FC here on Tuesday night against 7:30. People, we all need to understand, this is a Serie B team from Italy coming in. I mean, this is very big time, John.
Absolutely it is, and it is validation of what Detroit City FC have accomplished, what the club is doing, that a Serie B team would want to come over, A, to the United States, and B, to make this part of their preseason tour. Let me tell you something. You know, we hear about some of the bigger name preseason tours that come around. There are some pretty big name competitions. And training in the heat in the United States, very good for the European clubs. Gets them ready with warm weather training. But for a Serie B club to consider Detroit City worthy to come over to play here at Keyworth and make that part of what is an integral bonding period and integral growth period for teams, especially promoted ones into Serie B like Venezia are, that's a huge statement of intent as to what City offers to a traveling team like this.
And this is a Venezia FC side that was in the 4th division 2 years ago, then won the 4th division, moved up to the 3rd, then won the 3rd division, moving up to the 2nd, and you have a manager with the pedigree of Inzaghi. This could be a very dangerous side. Here comes a very dangerous Sean Lawson, settling it down. Lawson's cross is played out.
What Inzaghi has done, by the way, is instill the culture of winning. This is someone who is an Italian soccer legend, and sometimes it's kind of like Phil Jackson when he was coaching the Bulls And then when he was coaching.
As opposed to when he was GM with the Knicks.
Yeah, okay, so we're talking good Phil Jackson instead of recently fired Phil Jackson as Lansing comes in.
No, but your point is, there's a very dangerous foul, and that's going to be a booking.
Yeah. Now will it be yellow or red?
A stern talking to, I believe, is Omar Sinclair. Will get the yellow card.
Don't remonstrate there, Omar. You deserve that. That's a booking.
Omar Sinclair right now, as we take a look at the replay. You see there was a tug on the jersey of Omar Sinclair.
Yeah, he got it for the shove after
you know
the
what?
whistle.
You know what though? On the replay, the Denzel Washington School of Acting.
Okay,
was attended right there on the push. Let's be real about this.
Right, but here's the thing. You got to know better because you extended your arms on the push. The referee's going to see that. What is it that we always see? It's not the first thing, it's the retaliation.
Sure.
And the referee, that's going to be an easy booking when you see an arm extend in a push.
So here comes a very dangerous spot for Lansing United already with the 1-0 lead. As we will take a look at the replay, and you see Sinclair stepping back up as the shot trickles through wide on Fernando Pena. That will be a corner. So that was a dangerous setup for Lansing United. Detroit City FC not out of the woods yet, as Sammy Conti will trot over to service the corner. So Conti usually takes a lot of corners for this United side. Will serve this one. Conti in his first season here with Lansing United. And Sinclair still mixing it up with the official.
You're going to get yourself sent off.
He does have a valid point, but I agree with you, though, John. I mean, you've stated your case. Now you have to move on as that ball is headed over top of the wall and on a play here at Keyworth Stadium. I understand the frustration, no question about it.
Decisions made, you're in the book, move on. You are not one immutable truth. One immutable truth of football is you're not going to change the referee's mind.
And now it's time for the answer to our weekly trivia presented by Fago. This week's question, who leads Le Rouge in minutes played? Now right away, probably like a lot of you thought, oh, well, that's Cyrus Sadie, no question about it. But it's not. Stephen Carroll. Stephen Carroll is the correct answer. Cyrus Sadie is in second. He's 12 minutes behind Stephen Carroll. And there's a nice give and go. Tyrone Mundy steps through and dribbles it just wide of the right post. Mighty Mouse almost saved the day again, but it went just wide.
Oh, he got caught watching the cheese. He fluffed his lines.
Let's take another look at it. How about that touch, though, from Jeff Atkins? Ooh, that was some pretty soccer to watch up until the finish.
Oh, a couple of times there he's had chances. And he just fluffed his lines. Northern Guard, by the way, giving him a good hand. They know how special that move was. They want him to finish. It should be 2-1 to the good for Detroit City right now. The cold hard truth of it is Sean-Claude Lawson going for the sexy finish, putting it off the crossbar, and Mondi there fluffing his lines. It should be 2-1.
Stepping through, and that shot will find the back of the net. It's a goal for Lansing United, and that is how fickle the game of soccer can be, as it is a goal for James DeCosimo. And again, he strikes for the 5th time in 5 matches. DeCosimo gets the goal against Detroit City FC, and we were about 8 inches away from being tied, and moments later, Lansing United's up 2-0.
And that's just because the defender blew a tire. And all of a sudden, DeCosimo had the yard of space he needed. When you're in that close, when you direct it in on goal, it's going to be tough for the keeper to save. DeCosimo did well to get the ball, try and create some space. Defender blew a tire and went down on the turf. And DeCosimo doesn't miss. And by the way, credit to Lansing United here, just as a side note. Oftentimes, because the Northern Guard has such an impact on the match here, you'll see opposing players who score go over to the Northern Guard and give them the finger and try to shut them up. And instead it was DeCosimo and Lansing United going over to celebrate with their supporters group, the Sons of Ransom, who made the trip. So we've got twin supporters groups tonight. The Sons of Ranso on the far end of the pitch.
2-0 Lansing United again. James DeCosimo for the 5th time in 5 career matches against Detroit City gets a goal. He's Lansing United's all-time leader in minutes played. Led this Lansing United squad in goals last year, so that's his resume. He comes through. Lansing United now with that 2-0 lead as we are in the 67th minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Lindsey Pearson, our sideline reporter. Happy to have you with us. Wish we had some better news for you if you're just joining us. But this is the story right now, and Cyrus Sadie settles it down in the midfield.
It is worth noting, by the way, that by the end of the evening, I will be right with my answer to the Fago trivia question, because Stephen Carroll is not in the squad tonight, and Cyrus Sadie will play for more than 12 minutes. So I'm going to wait until there's about 89 minutes on the clock, and then I'm going to say I'm right for our Fago trivia question.
You know that's very weak on your part, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. As long as you admit it to the audience out there that it's very weak, then okay. If you're the one that's got to put your head on the pillow and go to sleep at night with yourself, so if that's what it takes for you to get by, John Krieger, then so be it.
I don't like losing. I was already really wrong with the Fago flavor question earlier, and I missed the Schrodex Pierogies question by an awful lot. We got to go for a win at some point. It's our last NPSL game of the season.
That ball is served into the box. Now Lansing United putting some more pressure on. And another shot is in the back of the net. Tumi Moshovane strikes, and it's 3-0.
City has completely and totally switched off it. Amazing run to get into space, find your way through the defenders. Heck of a feathery touch to get the ball to him. And he's again in the 6-yard box again. Walks right around Dave Edwardson, who looked a pylon on that play. Get around Edwardson, use Hoskins as a screen, and cross up Pena, and it's 3-0.
So this Lansing United squad, who's already eliminated from playoff contention after their loss to Detroit City last weekend, has come in here and taken a 3-0 lead in front of a huge crowd here at Keyworth Stadium. 7 shots on goal now for Lansing United, 5 for Detroit City. But the moral of that story is they found the back of the net 3 times.
And the other moral of the story, if you're a City faithful, that is somewhat disconcerting, is that now in the last 160 minutes of football on your home patch, you've conceded 6 goals. Granted, this is with some planned subs and it's not the first 11, but 6 goals in the last match and 2/3. Not what Ben Pierman will want to see.
And now a yellow card has been issued to Lansing United. I believe that's Matatu. Here comes a restart for Detroit City.
Lansing United, a lot of men behind the ball now. They don't need to score any more goals. Now it's all about seeing out the clock. By the way, Lansing United's goal in the first half, Lansing United's play-by-play guy Dave Ellis tells us, the first time that the blue and white have ever led in the city of Detroit in all of their games, either at Castech or Keyworth Stadium here in Hamtramck. They've drawn a match in Detroit, never won here, and they got their first ever lead tonight.
So Harris, the target, standing and firing and putting it in the back of the net. It's a goal for Detroit City. They strike back, and they roll out right away. Not a lot of celebration as Seb Harris will put the ball back at midfield.
20 minutes to go, game on.
As we take another look at it.
Seb Harris with a great header.
And Sean Lawson fires it with the right foot and strikes again his 7th goal of the season.
The big play there by Owen Hoskins, I believe it was, could have taken a lash at it. It was either Owen Hoskins or Edwardson in the middle. Let it go through for Lawson. Had a ball next to a City player, Could have turned and taken a lash at it. Probably would have put it in Rosette because of the angle. Instead, they let it go through on the dubby to Lawson with a much better shooting lane, and he put it home. Finally, City on the board.
That was a goal they had to have in short order. Roddy Green comes in for Dave Edwardson. The officials right now, and now we have Ben Pierman having some words with Nate Miller.
And being directed back to his bench.
Now Nate Miller up off the bench, and he's talking with his coaching staff as Ben Pierman will also go back and talk with his coaching staff. So there is some confusion right now as to what the story is. So Roddy Green came into the game for Dave Edwardson.
So Edwardson off, another forward on. City gonna go for this.
Yeah, well, why not? Your playoff spot is locked in.
But you know
why not
what?
Give it a run.
There's more. It's more about that. It's more than just the playoff spot or just giving it the run to give it the run. It's about getting a little momentum back because you were beaten by AFC Ann Arbor, and you're down 3-0 here now, 3-1. Ben Pierman, they lose 3-2. You know, the fact you can claw 2 back inside the final quarter of the match.
Sean Lawson put on the turf and the foul is called. So this is a dangerous setup here in the 73rd minute with old Uncle Mo on the side of Detroit City FC. And John, if they could pop another one in here in short order, we could really get things rolling.
We would have some real. And now, hold on, we've got some discussion. Jeff Adkins having a discussion with the referee. I think City wanted to take that free kick quickly, and the Lansing United player kind of stood over the ball talking to the official, and Adkins was saying, why wasn't I allowed to play the ball? Everyone was in position.
Here comes Atkins with the service, touches it. Seb Harris the target. Harris heads it. Sean Lawson a chance. Cyrus Sadie puts it on frame, and the save is made by Joe White.
He didn't get all of it. He scuffed it into the turf, and that's why it's not 3-2. Cyrus had a look. Beautiful ball in by Adkins. Great header there. And Cyrus just scuffed it a bit. Anywhere but where he scuffed it, and it's 3-2, and we got a whole new ball game.
That's been the order of the night. Now Ben Pierman directing traffic. Sicking the dogs right now on Lansing United in that back line.
Looks like a third base coach doing the windmill,
right,
telling his guys to get forward. Doesn't matter if you lose 4 or 5-1. Now, go forward, take chances.
Foul will go against Sinclair, and Sinclair's pretty animated about it.
Well, he's already on a yellow, and he needs to not be anywhere near the official.
And I believe he's getting another yellow.
And that means he's going to be
off.
That
means he's going to receive a red. And the official's got the cards in his hand right now. There it is.
Yeah, Omar, you earned that one.
And there it is. And now Omar Sinclair, his second yellow, will be sent to the bench. The Detroit City FC here in the 75th minute will play the rest of this match with just 10 men down by 2 goals.
Let's take a look at this. Sinclair comes in, high boot, no attempt at playing the ball, cut it across the shin. If he wasn't, that could have been a straight red. Doesn't matter, he was already on a yellow. He made no attempt to play that ball with a high boot with studs showing and put it across the shins of a player, and then goes to remonstrate as though he's done nothing wrong. Now he earned it.
So the already tall mountain to climb for Detroit City FC just got a lot taller as they will finish the last 15 plus stoppage time of this match with just 10 men. That ball sent in on frame. Pena makes the grab. Fernando Pena, quick outlet. The mission remains the same though. The number of soldiers is lessened. The marching orders are the same. They're still down 2.
Yes, but the defense's fortifications have increased. I'm taking a look at Lansing United right now. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players behind the ball, and still City finds some space. playing up the wing.
Next 15 minutes of action brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions, the sponsor of the S3 Beer Garden right here at Keyworth Stadium and the DCFC International Series. Don't forget Venezia FC from Serie B out of Italy, the second division in Italian soccer, will be here Tuesday night as part of that international series. And if history tells us anything, you're going to have a good time at the international series because they've all been great matches.
Absolutely. The City Boys love playing in them. The Northern Guard love being a part of them. And the opposing teams are universally, whether it was FC United of Manchester last year, Glentoran this year, they come away with an amazing impression of what we have here at Detroit City Football Club and a universal respect that spans the Atlantic.
And also, while we're talking about those types of things, as Jeff Atkins plays it up to the middle to Cyrus Sadie, everybody watching here in the Detroit area, I will actually be on the Sunday 7 Sports Cave, Sunday morning at 11 a.m. We'll be talking Detroit City FC with a special DCFC guest.
Look at Sebby Harris walking around the man.
Here comes Roddy Green on the run. His cross is knocked out of play. The corner is awarded, so make sure you put your TV on Channel 7 on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. And there is a look. Kylie Stanner, the first ever coach in the history of Detroit City FC. So Stannard out there is talking with Alex Wright and Mr. Mann as well.
The newly married Alex Wright sporting a great wedding ring.
And that header is on frame, and it's saved, I believe, by the defender. Seb Harris was in the area.
Cleared off the line. Keeper had nothing to do there.
And that's the kind of evening it's been for Detroit City.
Long ball for Lawson. He's going to get on the end of this.
Lawson trying to track it down, and he just can't quite catch up with it. But they will get the corner. So Detroit City FC has been very dangerous. As Owen Hoskins and Seb Harris, the tall targets. I'm feeling Seb Harris on this one. Let's see as Seb goes right to the front of the net. Here we go. Sent in, they go to the back post instead. It's headed high in the air and it's put in the back of the net. Seb Harris.
Well, well, well. Seb Harris, ladies and gentlemen, rises above everybody. Normally, the header that stays in the air is easier for the keeper to save, unless it's perfect. And that was perfect. And the Northern Guard giving Seb Harris the reception he deserved. Great corner in. Seb gets up over everybody, does it clean, doesn't lean on anybody, and puts it over a keeper that had come out to play it and didn't make the play on the ball. If you're a keeper and you come in a crowded area out to play it and you miss, you're in trouble. And Seb Harris made him pay.
And John, I'm never the type of guy that's going to say, I told you so.
You can say it, partner.
I'm not that kind of guy. I'll never say I told you so.
Look at the touch there. City now with a spring in their step, and Lansing United, despite having the man advantage, looks to be reeling a little bit.
3-2 the score here in the 80th minute. Keep in mind, City's a man down, folks. It doesn't matter. Jeff Hackins steps into a right foot shot that buzzes the tower.
That was a heat check right there. In basketball parlance, partner, from your winter gig, that was a heat check. And unfortunately, with 12 minutes to go and a man down, you don't want heat checks. I would have much rather that ball be slowed down. You had two men coming in to take runs. You've proven you can expose some gaps, even a man down in the Lansing United back line. Be clinical, be methodical, instead of just fluffing your lines.
3-2 the score, but Lansing United ship right now taking on water. Just over 80 minutes down, but Detroit City FC with all the momentum now, and here's Roddy Green making a run. Roddy Green stepping through. Green with the touch for Mondi. Right-footed shot trickles in on frame, and making the grab is Joe White. So George Chamakoff, dangerous. But John, every single time DCFC gets possession of the ball right now, they're a danger to go down and score.
And on the other side, you're absolutely right. On the other side of that, I'm surprised Roddy Green just didn't have a go there. Now, I just talked about watching players making runs and the ball that was sent over the bar, but Roddy Green looked like he might have had a step and tried to pass it backward, and created a chance for the center back to come over and close.
There's Alec Green. That ball was sent to the middle, but again, Detroit City looking to counter. Here's Sean Lawson's played every minute of this match. Sends it up ahead. Green with an aggressive run. Green wins the ball, but Alec Green settles it down for Lansing United and clears the zone.
That is a heck of a play by the Lansing United center back coming in there to make the play on Roddy Green. That is a heads-up defensive play by Andres Reales, who slowed his body and knew he had the position for where the ball was going.
And here's Cyrus Sadie with space. It's a 4-on-4 if they hurry. Sadie up ahead. Rodney
Onside.
Green's on the move. It's onside. Green steps in with a shot, and that's blocked out in front.
He stepped in with a shot because he knew he overran the ball, and that was the only play he had. No one was coming up with him. If he had stayed a step back, that ball was going to be played into his feet on the front foot and allowing him to come in and play. Instead, he overran the ball, and it went off the side of his foot, so the only option he had was to turn and try to have a go. That is a half a step from him waltzing in one-on-one on White.
Here's Lansing United now up the left side as that ball's headed on a play by Seb Harris, and that gives us an opportunity to give you tonight's attendance, brought to you by Rip It Energy, the official energy drink of Detroit City FC. 6,310 in the house tonight, the house being historic Keyworth Stadium. There's a cross sent in towards the frame. That goes away. Fernando Pena over to reclaim it. Get things rolling again. 6,310 on hand. You're on a Friday night.
Sadie goes down, he wants a foul, but he took over the ball.
Sean Lawson will throw it in. 84th minute. This would be a monumental draw if Detroit City FC can come back to get it. Yes, it would be a monumental draw. Down a man, down 3-1. With those 10 men, down 3-0 at one point in the match. It would be incredible. Sean Lawson on the move. Lawson to Shiwi. Shiwi overruns it. And it's played away towards midfield. Osimo played it up ahead. Now Detroit City FC, Seb Harris with it. He's been a one-man wrecking crew here tonight in the second half. Long ball sent up. It's Golden Grizzly to Golden Grizzly. And Sean Lawson wins the throw-in. Shiwi. Shiwi again sees it trickle under his stud. Go on to play.
You know, Neil, if Lansing lose this match, if Lansing lose 3-2, can't come back and rescue the draw, we'll just chalk it up as a match of half steps. They've been a half step slow, or a half step behind, or a half step off all night. If it weren't for the half steps in the first half, they could have been 1 or 2 goals to the good. And if it weren't for the half steps in the second half, it might already be level, because it's just been a little bit off with everything for most of the night that allowed Lansing to escape a lot of City chances.
There's a long ball sent up the left side. Jeff Atkins the target. Atkins tried to knock it down. He'll win a corner for Detroit City, but keep in mind they will also be half-stepping into the playoffs come July 22nd. That is locked in, no doubt about it. Detroit City FC with a corner. Joe White under siege right now. The Mitre ball is teed up. Corner fired in towards the back post, and it's headed just over top. That was Sean Lawson again. That was in the area, but another corner coming.
And there's another half step. Half inch show it on his jump. And so again, for the second time in this match, the ball goes off the top of his head and it's a can of corn over the bar. But you gotta love the heart and the fight from the City boys. And they're gonna.
Mondy serves that one, and it's headed into the back of the net. A goal for Owen Haskins, and we're level at 3.
Back from the dead indeed. Welcome back, Le Rouge. Man down, we don't care. 3-0 down, we don't care either.
87th minute. And Nate Miller looking for some answers right now as his lead at one time was 3-0 has evaporated. Owen Hoskins with the goal.
What
and
a
there
run
it
in.
is.
Free header, started from the edge of the area. Looped in, free header in on goal, and didn't miss. And I can guarantee you the faithful across the way are smelling the sweetest smoke of the season with City with 4 minutes left to play. Level, and I never thought I'd say this, down 3-0, looking for a winner.
Absolutely they are. Lansing United on their heels. Here's Tyrone Mundy. Can he settle it down? He does. Atkins in the corner wins the throw. Remember, City has 10 men on the field.
Look at Mondi with a touch for Sadie, and Sadie wins that ball and holds it up with his body. Now watch him find Mondi or Shiwi.
There's Mondi turning with it. He's taken down, and that'll be a booking. And more importantly than that, Pedro Patino, I believe, the guilty party. But that's secondary to the situation. Look at where this free kick will take place, John. Well within striking distance.
And now could it be a Mondi bender? He's got the ball near him. They'll place it, and it is going to be Mighty Mouse. Will he save the day one more time?
Jeff Atkins has been known to strike a few of these in his career as well. Both options available.
Oh, good job by the referee to walk him back. Look at that. Lansing was a good 1.5 yards up. And the referee does a good job of walking the wall back. 4-man wall with City on the end.
Atkins steps over. Mondi delivers, and it goes off the wall, I thought. No, instead, it was just stepped through. So it will be a goal kick. Alex Garner will come into the game for Lansing United. Keyworth is alive and electric here in the 89th minute. Detroit City FC down 3-0 at one time, down 3-1 when Omar Sinclair was sent off. And with 10 men, have scored twice to turn this match on its ear.
This is City's second Glentoran moment. I long maintained that the Glentoran friendly and everything around it galvanized this City club to get them ready for what was a 9-match league run. Then they lost their way in the second half against AFC Ann Arbor, and they were lost for most of tonight and a half step off.
That ball served, and what a save made by Fernando Pena! Fernando Pena showing why he was a goalkeeper for the U17 national team at the CONCACAF Championships.
And then what a clearance by Shiwi, who cleared the rebound away.
Look at this save. Was that any good?
Unbelievable with the two hands, and then Shiwi comes across and clears the danger. We are into stoppage time.
All to play for here at Keyworth Stadium.
As I was saying, City lost their way for most of this night, being a half step slow, and they lost their way to go down 3-0. But Ben Pierman made changes, and the changes brought heart, and these guys decided they didn't want to go out tonight.
Now Fernando Pena will tee it up. How about that shot right there? The man of the hour, Owen Hoskins. Got the job done.
A wonderful free run, looping around, lost his marker and made him pay. And they are about 3 minutes of stoppage time, DCFC, from making sure that Lansing United still haven't won in the Motor City. They've led, they still haven't won yet.
Jack Shiwi back to make a fine defensive play. Shiwi sends it up towards the middle. Sean Lawson was the target. Cyrus Sadie tries to settle it down and does find Shiwi in some space. Shiwi ahead. Sean Lawson on the run. Atkins up with him. Lawson puts the brakes on. Lawson to Atkins. His shot deflected.
And look at Sadie never quitting on the play and winning the ball again.
Turn and misfiring is George Chamakoff. But again, tremendous pressure through the smoke here at Keyworth Stadium. We are level at 3. You wouldn't believe it if I told you the story, but here we are.
3-0 down, 3-1, and you lose a man.
Here comes Lansing United, that left-footed shot. Moshobane is blocked. Conti with the touch. Cosimo made a run. He's got a goal here tonight for Lansing United.
Something tells me that when the final whistle goes, the Northern Guard are going to give these guys a send-off, the likes of which they haven't heard. What fight back from Caesar's boys.
That foul will be called against Owen Hoskins. So one more dangerous setup here for Lansing United. As time is of the essence here in stoppage time. One more opportunity for Lansing United. Sammy Conti, the corner kick specialist, will line things up.
Pena setting his wall.
There's a lot of space on that left side.
Yep, he wants the wall to go over. And now he calls Hoskins off the wall.
Service towards the back corner, ball tipped on, and Fernando Pena again closes the door.
Fernando Pena, after a match he'd like to forget against Ann Arbor, is having a 20 minutes to remember tonight.
And here comes the counter as Roddy Green touches it down. And the ball cleared out of harm's way temporarily. Stepping through is Zach Shiwi, and he loses control of it over the line. I think Lansing United would very much like to hear that whistle be blown at any moment.
And I never thought I'd say that, 3-0 down, that Lansing would be the team begging for the whistle at Keyworth tonight.
Mundy again with the defensive pressure. That ball goes out, and the throw-in coming to Detroit City. So Tyrone Mundy doing it all. Cyrus Sadie settles it down. Maybe time for another crack at it for LaRouge. Sadie, Shiwi.
Lansing's back line is wide open, lots of gaps to run in. Get it forward, don't give the official the chance to think you're backing off.
Sadie, stepping through, Sadie. Lawson, Shiwi.
Gotta play it forward.
Green turns, the shot goes wide of the right post.
Now hold on, it might be, and it will be a goal kick. I thought maybe they'd call a deflection on through. But no, a goal kick. Now how much time will be left?
The official in front of us checking his watch. And that is the whistle. Maybe the most entertaining draw in the history of soccer tonight at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC down 3-0. Then down 3-1 with just 10 men, storms back and earns the 3-3 draw here tonight at Keyworth. And partner, it was an incredible match here tonight in Hamtramck.
It was an incredible match, and it will be a spring forward and a springboard for Detroit City Football Club. After a match that they want to put behind them against AFC Ann Arbor, Detroit City was down and on the ropes, down 3-0. They galvanized and they eked out a point to finish their regular season. And Ben Pierman will be able to use the last 25 minutes of this match as the example for why you never quit heading into the second season, that is the playoffs. And we have confirmation the playoffs will be right here in Detroit, and Neil has some information for you.
Playoff tickets will go on sale tomorrow to season ticket holders. So tomorrow, playoff tickets will be for sale to season ticket holders. Monday, they will go on sale to the general public July 22nd, right here at Keyworth. The time to be determined, the opponent to be determined, but the match will happen here July 22nd at Keyworth Stadium. It's Detroit City FC and the playoffs. Tickets available tomorrow to season ticket holders, and Monday they go on sale to the general public. I would advise you to get them because they will be going fast.
What a historic week for Detroit City. Capped off tonight with a back from the dead kind of draw. You welcome in a Serie B club on Tuesday, and the playoff party comes to Keyworth next Saturday night. It's like the chant says, there's going to be a party at Keyworth. Nobody's sleeping tonight or next Saturday. Your playoff tickets available at Detroit City FC, DebtCityFC.com. Click on the ticket link.
We will be sending it to our sideline reporter, Lindsay Pearson, in just a couple seconds. She is standing by Detroit City FC coach Ben Pierman. So we'll send it down right now to Lindsay Pearson. Lindsay, take it away.
Thanks, Neil. Coach, your team comes back after going down to 10 men, scoring 3 goals in the second half there. What do you have to say about their performance tonight?
I mean, that's kind of what this club's all about. We show toughness. We never gave up. To be honest, we played 10 against 15 tonight. It was bad, wasn't right, and our guys battled through. We knew we were going to have some rotations. We put ourselves in a couple bad spots, made some errors. But that's what we're about, is we worked our tails off. I mean, these guys are working their tails off in the stands, so we owe it to them. We didn't play a bad game. We didn't play a good game, but we'll fix some stuff, get some lot of players to play Tuesday in a big game, and then we'll be focused, ready to go for Saturday, no matter who our opponent is. But we worked hard. I thought we did a good job fighting back.
And a big week coming up, like you said, with Venezia and then playoffs starting next weekend. What are some takeaways heading into this next week?
Takeaways from tonight? Yeah, I mean, I think we showed that we played some guys that maybe haven't gotten a few minutes as much, because we're going to need them. You know, we had injury, red cards, so we got to regroup. You know, we got to look at Tuesday and make sure we're focused and dialed in and healthy, and then go all in for Saturday, and then whatever happens, happens. If we win, we win. If we lose, we work as hard as we can. That's all we ask for.
Thanks, Coach. And guys, I'm also joined by Owen Hoskins, who scored tonight's equalizer. Owen, walk us through that goal that you had there.
Well, I had 2 chances in the first half. I had 2 earlier headers, and you know, we got 2 goals back, so we're 3-2 down. And he's got a great delivery, so it just came in, and they marked zonal the other team, so I just came and attacked it, and luckily enough it went in at a good time, so it was about time I scored. So.
This is your 3rd match in 5 days. How good does it feel to get this result here tonight?
I'd love to get the win, but I mean, considering the circumstances, we're 3-0 down, we conceded 3 soft goals. Yeah, I think overall the fans are happy now. Like, we showed a bit of grit and determination at a good time, so yeah, it's definitely good not to lose at home, and again, the atmosphere was brilliant tonight, so.
And what's the most important thing heading into next week with the Venezia friendly, and then obviously the big one with playoffs next weekend?
Just getting our mind right, to be honest. It's been like a long season. There's been stages where we played 4 games in a week, so it's just, I think, getting our head fresh for it, and yeah, I think it's a good time to pull off a result like tonight with a bit of grit and determination from a comeback, but just getting mentally prepared and like treating our bodies well, and I think, yeah, we're excited, so it should be good.
Thanks, Owen. Great job tonight.
Thank you very much.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. And as Lindsay talked about with head coach Ben Pierman and the man of the match, Owen Hoskins, as we will take a look at the upcoming matches, because it is a rather big storyline. It's going to be an historic week here for Detroit City FC, as there is a look at the weekend matchups in the NPSL. So the story is written as far as the NPSL goes with the draw here tonight. Ann Arbor will lay claim to the championship, but we do know that obviously Venezia FC will be here on Tuesday night as part of the International Series brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions, as we will take a look at the updated table as well. And what that table tells us, Ann Arbor is the champions, and that's all well and good, but there will be playoff action here at Keyworth next Saturday, July 22nd. Keep in mind, the playoff tickets go on sale tomorrow to season ticket holders, and they'll be available on sale to the general public on Monday. Again, I advise you to get them early because this is going to be a very hot ticket here in the city of Detroit, so don't lose your chance and the opportunity to be here tonight. But John, draws sometimes are a two-way street. One team feels like they got to win. One team feels like they lost. Detroit City FC has to feel really good about this draw here tonight.
Absolutely, and it's a nice circular kind of cyclical way to end the season, because in the beginning weekend of the season, City were 2-0 up at halftime against Michigan Stars. They were pegged back, and Ben Pierman said that was a draw that felt like a loss. But as this team has coalesced, as this team has grown through their win streak, now you have a situation where they're down 3-0, they come back to steal the draw, and I'd rather have it happen at the end of the season. You can hear from Owen Hoskins. They want to fight for the fans, they want to perform for them, and they're playing for each other. And I can't imagine a better way to go into the playoffs, even more perhaps than a win. That kind of fight back and show that you're going to play for the crest.
As we take a look at our match recap brought to you by Motor City Casino, and it was the tale of three different matches here tonight at Keyworth. Detroit City FC got off on the good foot over the course of the first 20-plus minutes in this match. They tilted the field, but it was a goal by Lansing United towards the end of the first half that really flipped this match on its ear. And Lansing United would go into the locker room with a 1-0 lead. The second half began, and Lansing United really took charge of this match, at one time taking a 3-0 lead before Sean Lawson will get Detroit City on the board. And then a red card was issued to Omar Sinclair, and Detroit City looked dead in the water. They were down 3-1 with about 20 minutes remaining, but then the floodgates opened. It didn't matter that they had 10 men on the field because they were able to level this match at 3, and that is the walkaway from the 90 minutes of play here tonight at Keyworth. And you can look for the U.S. Air Force weekend recap at DebtCityFC.com and take a look at everything that went on in the weekend that was in Detroit City FC soccer action. So it was an entertaining one here tonight. There's no question about that. Detroit City FC battles their way back to a 3-3 draw. So for our entire broadcast team, our sideline reporter Lindsey Pearson and my partner John Krieger, this is Neil Rule reminding you one final time, 3-3, the final score. It was an electric night here at Keyworth. Thank you for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.